When you start playing Albion Online, it doesn't take long to feel like you're behind. You need silver for your premium, silver for your gear, silver for a new set after dying in a fight you didn't even understand. So naturally, a lot of new players start chasing the highest silver per hour, or grinding non-stop for fame like that's the only way forward. But somewhere along the way you forget, this is a game. And the real question becomes, are you having fun? Because whether you're progressing fast or slow, if you're not enjoying the journey, you're not actually getting value out of your time. That's what today's video is about. This is an updated version of one of the first videos I ever made. That video helped kickstart this channel, and it connected with a lot of you guys because it didn't just give tips, it helped shift your perspective. Now 5 years later, I've grown a lot, and so has the game. But the core idea is still the same. You'll have a much better time in Albion once you understand how to build your personal economy. Now, personal economy isn't some official in-game system. It's a mindset we came up with back in my old guild. Your personal economy is everything you've built up that makes Albion more rewarding and more fun for you. It's not just silver or gear. It's how well you understand the game. It's how confident you are in your decisions. It's the friends you've made, the guilds you've joined, the progress you've earned, and the way all of it fits together to support your experience. Everyone's personal economy looks different, and that's the point. Once you stop measuring progress solely in silver per hour or item power and start seeing value in the bigger picture, you unlock a whole new way to enjoy the game. So with that in mind, let's talk tips. There's a time and place to optimize. Some days you'll want to push hard, chase loot, level up fast, and secure a huge stack of silver. And you should absolutely lean into those moments. But if you fall into the mindset that everything has to be efficient all the time, you'll start burning out before you know it. Here's a simple example. Let's say you enjoy PvP, but someone tells you Avalonian raids are the best fame per hour in the game. So now you're forcing yourself to do them, over and over. No PvP, no risk, no fun. Your fame might be flying, but your fun is tanking. Meanwhile, you could have been running static dungeons with a squad. Slightly less fame, maybe, but way more excitement, way more variety, and actual tension every time another group shows up. Same thing goes for silver. Sure, your personal item might net you 500k a day with zero risk, but if you're bored out of your mind doing it, that value isn't really value. In Albion, enjoyment and progress don't have to be separate. Best experiences usually come when they overlap. So now you know that progress doesn't have to come at the cost of fun. But how do you actually move forward in a way that builds lasting value? Most new players fixate on silver, and I get it. Silver feels like progress. It buys gear, unlocks premium, gets you flashy mounts and skins, but silver is just a tool. What actually pushes you forward in Albion is two things: fame and game knowledge. Fame makes your gear stronger. The more fame up your specializations, the more item power you get, even on low tier gear. A high spec player in tier 5 can match or outperform a low spec player in tier 8 at a fraction of the cost. But even more important than fame is what you learn while gaining it. Because here's the truth. The players who win most fights aren't just richer. They understand their builds better. They've tested what works and what doesn't. Died, adjusted, and kept going. That's where confidence comes from. Game knowledge is what separates the average player from the consistent one. It's what lets someone like me pick up a fresh account and go 0 to hero in a matter of days. And that's the kind of value no silver can buy. Albion's fame rates are generous now. You don't need to throw silver at it. But people still fall into the trap of using satchels, spamming tomes, or buying fame credits with silver. Let me be honest, none of it is worth it early on. Satchels burn through your silver. Tomes are overpriced. And converting silver into fame credits is one of the least efficient trades you can make. The best fame in the game is still found in the open world and even instanced content. Roaming mobs, solo camps, Group dungeons, Roads of Avalon, the depths, all of it. Take a cheap set, get out there, and start farming. Not only will you gain fame and experience, but you'll stack silver while you do it. And the fame credits you earn naturally can be used later when it actually makes sense. So my tip here is, play your way up. Don't buy your way up. This is one of the biggest mindset shifts that will transform your experience in Albion. If you can't afford to lose it 10 times, you probably shouldn't be wearing it. Albion is a full loot PvP game. Dying is part of the deal. And the players who make the fastest progress and have the most fun doing it are the ones who stop being afraid of gear loss. If you're constantly worried about your expensive build, you'll play worse. You'll hesitate in fights, avoid content that could be fun, and limit your own learning curve. But when your gear is affordable, you play with freedom. You take risks, you get into fights you would have dodged before, and even when you lose, you've still gained something. Experience, confidence, and knowledge that carries over into the next run. The good news is, with enough fame and spec, cheap builds can be just as strong as expensive ones. And if you've been following the earlier tips, you'll already be on your way to making that happen. So before you step into PvP, ask yourself one question. Am I okay losing this specific set 10 times? If the answer is yes, you're ready. If not, drop it down a tier, swap out some expensive pieces, and bring it to a level where dying doesn't affect your personal economy. Because the less you fear the death screen, the faster you'll level up as a player. Once you've got a set you're comfortable losing 10 times over and you're no longer afraid to play actively, the next step is simple. Start setting goals that actually excite you, not goals you think you should chase, like hitting 10 million silver, obtaining a mammoth, or maxing out some random spec just because it's meta. I mean real self-made goals, ones that make you want to log in and play. Maybe it's getting your first PvP kill. Maybe it's joining your first static group. Maybe it's saving for upgrades and taking your gear up a level. Small goals that spark curiosity, challenge, or momentum. Those are what carry you through Albion's early and mid-game. And here's the best part. You can stack goals based on mood. Feeling focused? Do a few Blackstone dives with a group. Feeling chill? Work your island or fish for an hour. Feeling bold? Solo roam and test a new build. Progress doesn't have to be linear. It just has to be yours. And if you keep setting goals that excite you in the moment, you'll look back in a few weeks and realize how far you've come already, without even trying to grind. Now that you're setting goals that actually excite you, it's time to talk silver. Because like it or not, silver is the currency that keeps your economy moving. Whether that's for replacing gear, buying premium, or just having the freedom to do what you want. But here's the trap most players fall into. They build their entire silver income around methods they hate doing, such as flipping in the marketplace even though they're bored to death, running corrupted dungeons for hours even though they just want to play with friends, and spamming the same Avalonian raid over and over, not because it's fun, but because it's efficient. Here is the better approach. Find 1 or 2 silver sources that fit your playstyle and stick with them as your foundation. If you enjoy solo content, roam black zones and do smuggler missions. If you are social, run group dungeons or statics with friends. If you like predictability, run your island and refine a bit on the side. The key is, don't burn yourself out chasing a method that doesn't suit you. Your silver income should support you, not control it. And when you're making silver in a way that feels natural and even enjoyable, that's when Albion starts feeling sustainable. You stop stressing over every lost set, because you know you'll bounce back. So ask yourself, what's your default silver maker? And more importantly, does it feel like a chore or like a part of the game you actually like? If you've played Albion for more than a few hours, you've probably seen this message. Join a guild. It's the best way to enjoy the game. And honestly, it is true. But not just any guild. The real key is finding one that aligns with your goals, your mindset, and the way you like to play. Because here's what usually happens. New players join the first guild that invites them. A few days later, they're dragged into content they're not ready for, or worse, they get ignored completely. Or they join a hardcore guild and suddenly feel pressured to min-max, buy sets they can't afford, or follow a schedule they didn't ask for. And just like that, Albion feels like a second stressful job. So here's the better approach. If you're casual, find a chill social guild that runs content together but also lets you play your own way. If you're competitive, join a group that actually trains, has shot callers, and improves over time. If you love crafting, there are economy-focused guilds that will love to have you. And if you are still figuring things out, join a newer or growing guild where you can learn together. Guilds are where personal economy really starts to scale. Shared resources, group content, advice from experienced players, and just having people to hang out with. Plus, it's where some of your best Albion memories will come from. So don't just join a guild. Join the right guild. And make sure it's helping you become the kind of player you actually want to be. Albion's a game that rewards consistency, but that doesn't mean you need to be grinding 24/7. One of the easiest ways to burn out is by turning the game into a second job. You log in, you feel like you have to do your dailies, clear and restock your island, grind X amount of fame, and suddenly it's not fun anymore. It just becomes a checklist. Here's the fix. Treat your energy like a resource. If you're excited to play, go hard. Push into content, try new builds, learn about different abilities and their interactions, challenge yourself and chase loot. But if you're logging in already tired, don't force the grind. Do something lighter, more relaxing. Watch some live streams or videos to learn from more experienced players. Bond with your guild over Discord. Sell items you no longer need on the marketplace. Or just take the night off. The game's not going anywhere. The players who stick around for years aren't the ones who burn the brightest. They are the ones who find the rhythm that works for them. And here's a little mindset shift that helped me. Don't play to keep up. Play in a way that makes you want to come back. If you are building your personal economy, make sure your energy is part of that equation. Because no amount of silver, fame, or loot is worth it if the game stops being fun. Albion is constantly evolving, and so are you. What you enjoy doing today might not be what you enjoy doing a month from now. And that's not just okay, it's expected. The best players in Albion aren't the ones who locked into a single activity forever. They are the ones who stayed curious, adapted with the game, and weren't afraid to pivot when something stopped being fun. Maybe you started out doing solo PvE, then discovered you love 5v5 Hellgates, or you were obsessed with refining and flipping items, until gathering in the roads became your new obsession. That change is your growth. Every shift you make, whether it's in content, builds, or mindset, adds to your personal economy. It expands your knowledge, sharpens your instincts, and makes you a more versatile player overall. So don't worry about finding your main activity right away. Explore first, try things, fail at things, get bored of things, and then try something new. In the long run, your ability to pivot is what keeps the game fresh, and your willingness to change course when needed, that's what keeps you moving forward. At the end of the day, Albion is more than just numbers on a screen. You'll forget how much silver you made on that one crazy trade run. You won't remember your exact fame per hour after that dungeon grind. But you will remember the time you got ganked and somehow escaped with 10 HP. The time your guild pulled off an insane clutch situation in a ZVZ. And the time you helped a newer player and saw them succeed. Those are the moments that stay with you, because they are yours. Progress in Albion isn't just about getting richer or stronger. It's about the stories you create, the friends you make, the risks you take, and how the game becomes more meaningful the more you pour into it. So whenever you start feeling stuck, burnt out, or unsure of what to do next, just zoom out. Ask yourself, what's going to make this session memorable? Because the players who really win in Albion, they're not the richest. They're the ones with the most memories and best experiences, and with that, the ones that have the best stories to tell. So now you've got the mindset, you've got the tips, and hopefully you've got a clearer sense of what your journey in Albion Online could actually look like. Because here's the truth. This game isn't about doing what everyone else is doing. It's about shaping the game around you. Your goals, your rhythm, your connections, your personal economy. Sometimes that means making millions in a single session. Other times it just means having a fun fight, trying something new, or helping someone else get a little better. Every bit of progress matters, and the longer you play, the more you'll realize that the most valuable thing in Albion is the experience you create for yourself. So go out there, experiment, make mistakes, and enjoy the ride. And if this video helped shift your mindset, even just a little, then that's already a win. If you found this helpful, feel free to leave a like or share it with someone who needs it. And if you want more grounded, practical guides like this, subscribe and stick around. There's plenty more coming. If you've got any questions or just want to share your own experience, drop it in the comments. I read every single one. And if you want the community to be a part of already, join my Discord server. Let's get the fun started again together. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.
Come on, reset. Wait, don't wait. Yo, they're scared. Run. They're scared. I'm gonna pull back. Ready? This one. Look, swap. Walk in. How long till wait? Walk in.
4 seconds.
Walk in. We're looking northeast. 5, 4. Oh my God, Leyvi! Leyvi! Oh my God! Oh my God!
The fire guy. God.
No, never mind.
No, listen. You can stag on him and he's not throwing the fire. Just stag on him.
What is this tech?
Oh,
Yeah, just trust.
Is this anti-archime tech?
You are the biggest fucking troll.
Okay.
No. Like, listen. I forgot to mention. No, listen. I forgot to mention that the first time it doesn't work. Like the first bomb he's throwing, and then he doesn't. Unless they change.